Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, this is December's pick a card reading for 2024, so we're going to see what's going on for that month. It is a general reading, so take what resonates and know that the intention was for there to be a message for you. You can pick all of the piles, one or just two. It's entirely up to you and your intuition. So speaking of that, all I ask you to do is to get into a calm, quiet space, take a few deep breaths, center yourself, and really allow your intuition or your gut to pick the pile or piles in front of you. I will have timestamps for each of the piles in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comment by me. This video is kindly sponsored by Madam Glam New York, everything you love at your fingertips. This is a nail polish company that I have been working with for quite some time, and I absolutely love it because the product does what it's supposed to do as advertised. So this is a gel nail polish that requires a UV or an LED lamp and a base coat and a top coat to work properly. But once it's on and it's fantastic. So I was sent with some new colors. This is the deep burgundy. Look at the bottle. I absolutely love it. It takes me a while to do nail art sometimes. And so having a nice ergonomical shaped bottle is so beneficial. We have the color that's on the top as well as the label. This one is the cashmere gray. This is the perfect rainy gray as well as sweater gray. I love it. This is a beautiful mustard. This is the toffee break. And this last one, the color on there came off. I didn't fix it correctly, but this is Milky Way. This is a really light green. So this is how it looks on the nail swatches. I'm absolutely in love with this mustard. I don't know why. I mean, do love a mustard moment. And then I'll show you the nail art that I did with these as well. So this is a vegan, cruelty-free, palm oil-free, and 21 free of the most harmful chemicals found in nail polish brand. And I absolutely love working with any company that provides that. So this is a candy cane I made with the red there. Funky. I did a beautiful Christmas tree with some of the cat eye polish in the middle there. The background is that Milky Way. And then I'm pretty proud of how this turned out. This is a wreath. And then I made a little snowman. And last, I was trying some weird sparkle glitter design that I don't really like how it turned out, but it was an experiment. So we have some festive nail art. If I can do it, you can do it. It just takes a little bit of being patient. So thank you so much to Madam Glam. This is an amazing product. Everything that I get from them, like I said, works. And they were kind enough to provide a discount code. So I'll put it here for 35% off of your order if you choose the pay-as-you-go method. There is a VIP section. So if you're somebody who absolutely loves gel nail polish or nail polish in general, that could be an option for you too. So let me know if you have tried Madam Glam. If you love them like I do, let me know below. Thank you so much to Madam Glam again. Have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you in the next part of the video. All right, so let's get into the piles. The indicator cards are from the Kitchen Witch Oracle. They're recipe decks. So group number 1 is going to be this, I think, chocolate cake. It's called Snow Forest Cake, and if you want to screenshot the recipe, go for it. But this is my group number 1s. Group number 2s, we got this hot cocoa, Yule Spice Chocolate. You can go ahead and screenshot if you wish. Group number 2. And group number 3, we have the moon cakes. Group number 3. If you want to pause the video now, you can do so to meditate on the cards. And if not, I will see you in your particular group. Hello, my group number ones. Those of you who chose the forest cake, we're going to take a look at your December, first using the Yule Tarot, and then we'll dive deeper with your Oracle cards for more clarification. All right, this first tarot card is going to be the overall message for your December, and we've got love this. This is the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Canes in this specific deck. And then this last tarot card is going to represent the overall advice on how to move through this energy. And we've got the Empress. This is the Matrona in this deck. I love this. This feels like really good energy. This feels like motivation energy. And especially in Mercury retrograde, which right now as I'm filming, we are in, this feels like you're breaking out of a foggy situation where you weren't really thinking things clearly, or things weren't really working out. And now things are starting to be a little bit clearer. We've got clarity coming in with this Ace of Swords. This is really like kind of aha moments, light bulb moments coming in for you. I see you really taking action on those ideas. This could be getting ideas and clarity with your work situation, with home projects, with how you communicate with each other or yourself, being open to constructive criticism, whereas maybe before it was something that felt like a personal attack. Maybe this time you're seeing it more as a, hey, let's work together to bring out the best of your qualities. Let's, look at this project in a new, different way. Instead of you taking it personally, it's more of like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I see you possibly talking to yourself in a better way, being less negative, being more open to maybe more positive thinking for yourself, less self-critique, that sort of a thing. But this Ace of Swords energy feels really exciting. It feels fresh. There might be a little bit more of a different perspective that you're taking in this new direction that you're going. There's like projects that you're wanting to take on. Inspiration is striking in a way that's not like the Ace of Wands where it's passionate, but this is more like the clouds and the fog are parting, and you're like, this has been what I've wanted to like bring about for a while, or like now things are clicking, now things are making sense. Just really good clarity. And I keep saying that word because it's like, that's exactly what I'm seeing for all of this, is just like the sea is parting, the clouds are parting, clarity is coming, that light bulb moment, like, oh yeah, that's what I needed to do, or that's the right word, or that's the right tool I needed, that sort of a thing. And I do see a lot of you being more open to switching your perspective on how you communicate to yourself and to others. Some of you are even like, I don't know why there's not much of this in the cards, but I'm seeing a lot of you being really clear on your boundaries, especially when it comes to this holiday season and, what's going on, outside of your personal life. I do see setting boundaries and sticking to them and being okay and confident in those boundaries, which is good for you. That is exactly what you needed to do for your own mental health and for your own journey. So set those boundaries if that's what you've been thinking about doing. I find you're going to have an easier time communicating those boundaries this month. And then that leads me to this advice with the Empress. This is all about nurturing and mothering. And so what this is saying is continue to nurture those ideas, those aha moments, let them flourish into something that you can take action upon and make progress with. Keep going with that. And also this is winter scene out here, and she's pregnant here with the sun. And so this makes me think of, don't feel like these projects or this new idea is going to come to fruition instantly. The instant gratification is probably not going to be something that you'll see. It's going to be more of an incubation period right now where you're, creating the space for it to happen. You're nurturing it. You're, feeding the idea and taking action upon it. But it's not going to be birthed for a little bit. You've got some time. So don't rush. Don't put your anxiety behind it. Don't, kind of let go and let God situation with this, if that makes sense. So allow yourself to just relax and step into the ease of just enjoying the process, and trust that, your creativity, your ideas, that's going to help feed it and nurture it and bring that into fruition. Creation of anything takes time. And if you rush it, it's not going to come out the way that maybe you expected it to come out. So this can be with words as well. So with your communication, especially if you're someone who has trouble setting boundaries, like we talked about, mull on how you're going to discuss that. Maybe script it out in your head a little bit, practice how you're going to say the words, because if you're somebody who's a people pleaser, if you are somebody who's not used to setting up those boundaries, you've got to practice a little bit. So, maybe some mirror work, maybe some scripting, allow that to kind of ruminate, and then say the boundaries, speak it into existence. But this feels really good. This feels really exciting. This feels like fresh and new and kind of cleansing of the last couple of months. It feels like now we're starting to go into a great new beginning for you, a possible new journey. I do see a lot of, you getting excited about this aha moment, this clarity. And again, since this is a general reading, this could be a couple of different things for you. But I do see you guys just putting a lot of weight behind this and being really excited. Okay, let's keep going here. First, we're going to take a look at your Green Witch Oracle. And I love it. Okay, so this is carnelian. So this is energy, leadership, and creativity. So you're literally getting the mother, the empress confirmed here. This is like backing that up. Like, yes, take advantage of this new energy. Take advantage of this new path that you're carving for yourself. Put some creativity behind it. Put some fire, some passionate, action behind it, because it's going to flourish when you do. Again, if you're cooking, sometimes you need heat to make that bread rise, or, to cook the meat, whatever it is, your analogy. Okay, next we've got potion. Oh, this is invigoration and empowerment. Oh, so again, we're going to go back to that boundaries conversation. If you are setting boundaries, this is allowing you to put more empowerment behind your words, behind your how you view yourself and your energetic body and all of that, allowing yourself to feel empowered by standing up for yourself. And if this is not about the boundaries, this is about empowering yourself with these new ideas, allowing yourself to lead yourself to create what those ideas are leading you to. That sounded really weird, but that's what came out. All right, let's keep going. Again, invigoration. I feel really excited. I feel really giddy about this. This is like, this is really swift moving energy that I'm tapping into. So yeah, very invigorating. This is like something maybe that you were waiting for. And next we have summer. Oh, I love this. Expansion and growth. Yeah. So this is a new period that is going to be providing you this expansion and growth. I feel like this is something that you've been waiting for, that maybe you haven't been able to see through the weeds, see through the fog. Maybe now you found a solution to your problem, and this is going to allow you to expand and grow. And this could lead to abundance. This could lead to prosperity that takes you to a new level. But yeah, I do see a lot of really positive things here. All right, next we're going to take a look at your angels and auras. First up, we've got be the real you, freedom, authenticity, uniqueness, and courage. So it kind of encapsulates all the things that we were discussing. And this freedom of a new way of thinking too, a new clarity. Maybe some of you have been in this fog for quite some time, and now this is allowing you to kind of see a new way of viewing yourself, viewing, what you're capable of. That authenticity is hitting too. So again, if you're somebody who needs to stick up for yourself, needs to feel empowered, remember that when you are standing up for yourself, when you are being your most authentic self, regardless of what the situation is, when you are being you in your most pure, raw form, what falls away is not meant for you, Because when you are your authentic being, when your pure essence is shown, you will attract the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities to come your way because you are being authentic. When you are, putting on a mask, putting on a front, putting on the outfit of somebody that you would never put on, and you are showing up as somebody else, you will have imposter syndrome in a way that, you think that those people are your people, and they're not. They are, they're only going to be there for them, take advantage of what you can provide for them, that sort of a thing. You get the analogy. So when you show up as your own unique, authentic self, what is for you is always going to find you. And that's true regardless, but it's even more so when you allow what's not meant for you to fall away. Do yourself a favor and, in the most safe way as possible, be the most authentic you can be, because you're only going to align quicker and faster with what is meant for you and who is meant for you. Next, we have the self-employment. Love this. Commitment, resourceful, confident, and rewarding. So again, this might be something that is an idea that is providing you self-employment, a business venture, business idea, allowing you to kind of take your side hustle into something bigger and greater. But this is also something that can provide you that rewarding feeling that, again, I feel like this is problem solving energy. This is something you've been waiting for. This is something that has been on your mind. You just couldn't find the key to unlock the lock. And now you're finding that key. So this is going to be very, very rewarding. And I feel like, again, that confidence, that empowerment that is needed, like, know who you are. Know that you are powerful. My goodness. Know that you are creative and amazing. And again, I feel like this is also like needing that Empress energy of nurturing yourself too, of that self-care, of like loving yourself and loving what you bring to the table. Don't settle for less. Then we have divine magic. I love this. Okay, so wishes, goals, dreams, and accomplishments. I mean, it encapsulates everything that we were talking about. An accomplishment here. And dreams, going towards your goals, your wishes, all of those things. I feel like this is fantastic to see because I feel like those of you who picked this group have been kind of clouded and maybe jaded, maybe a little nihilistic about, okay, well, what's the point? I can't do this. Like being in that mind frame. And now you kind of just had that light bulb moment that just sprung everything into action. And now you're ready to go. Now you're ready to start building and nurturing this idea. And remember, don't rush it. By all means, put all of the effort behind it, but don't rush it for the sake of rushing it. Allow this to be incubated. Allow this to, have that birthing period, or that, not the birthing period, that incubation. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I've never been a mother, so I don't know birthing analogies. But yes, that is essentially it. Okay. And then the last card I want to show you is from the Mystics Imaginarium Oracle deck. So I will be reading from the book because there is advice in it. And this one is Awaken Your Senses. And I do feel like this is kind of an awakening for you. You're seeing things in a different way, but let's get to the meat of the matter of this card. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but essentially this is the oracle that expands upon Neville Goddard's teachings. And so he has said, unless a man is born again, he cannot enter the kingdom of God, John 3:3. And again, this is nothing to do with religion, but it's taking the words that have been in the Bible and such and kind of expanding upon them in a different way. So this card is an invitation to consciously embark on a journey of shedding the old skins and stepping into a higher, more enlightened version of yourself. It encourages you to embrace the codes of true spiritual power and wisdom, facilitating your entry into the kingdom of higher consciousness and a more profound connection with the divine. Pulling this card is a powerful omen that something you have been praying for is formulating and fortifying in the spiritual realms right now, and you must keep the faith. A moment of reflection. What are your current perceptions now on the concept of crucifixion and resurrection? Do you understand the allegory and metaphorical meanings behind these powerful spiritual concepts? And are you able to recognize these energies in your life? When you are able to willingly crucify your old limiting beliefs in order to be resurrected as your true Christ itself, you will have attained full self-realization. So essentially, what do you need to allow to fall away in order for you to start believing what you should be believing? Let the old self fall and step into your authentic self, awaken to your senses, seeing yourself in a new perspective, in a new light, seeing your thoughts in a new way, seeing the way that you can look at yourself as like, oh, why I don't really fit in this mold. I shouldn't be doing this, yada, yada. And letting those ideas fall away and accepting you are valued just because you're here and you deserve what you put out. You've got this. You can look at your life in a new, different perspective. You're having these aha moments. You're having these clarity moments, and it's propelling you forward to expansiveness and growth. So I'm excited for you. This is a really awesome energy to feel in, to be in. I'm feeling really excited. I'm feeling ready to go. I'm feeling like I found the key to unlock what I needed in order to propel myself forward. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, please let me know down in the comment section what group you chose. Check out this deck if you want a little bit more information. I just thought it might be a cool way to see how Neville Goddard's workings could be used in a pick a card reading. So anywho, thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I love you and I like you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the way out of this video. That way you'll never miss an upload from me and it helps me out with the algorithm gods. Have a wonderful December and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello, my group number twos, those of you who chose the spiced hot chocolate. Oh, that looks so good. I'm going to have to make that. We're going to check out your December, first utilizing the Yule Tarot, and then we'll dive deeper with some Oracle cards. The first tarot card is going to be your overall message for December, and it is the Ten of Candles. Okay. I can completely understand this energy for sure. All right. And then this last tarot card is going to be the advice to move through this energy. And we have the Six of Good Cheer or the Six of Cups. Okay. This feels heavy, like you have just been burden on top of burden on top of burden. And that's relatable. The Ten of Wands, this is all about feeling overworked, stressed out, and you're just piling responsibilities on top of responsibilities. I do feel like this has a lot to do with the current economy and what's going on, and then as well as the events that have past transpired, as well as the fact that the holidays are coming up. So it's just piling on top of each other, right? But the thing about this message is it's kind of also a reminder for you to realize that some of those things we need to prioritize in a different way. So you need to use your boundaries. You need to be able to be okay with saying no. And so I'm seeing the example in my head of like family members coming to you and saying like, okay, can you do this for Christmas? Or, this celebration, can you make this? Can you go get that? Can you go do this? Like, can you be responsible for this? Can you take this person to this event, et cetera, et cetera. And no one person can possibly take care of all of that. You need to be okay with standing up for yourself and saying, no, I'm only doing, XYZ and that's it. Or being okay with delegating some of those tasks to other people. And it's not just that. That's like one part of this group here, this collective. I do feel like there is a theme here with needing to use your boundaries and stand up for yourself and be very clear about what you are willing to take on and what you're not. So if you have not chose group number 1, If you feel called to that group, I highly recommend checking that out after this. Learn to ask for help when you need it. So I do feel like there's a lot of you that it's not necessarily a pride thing, but it feels like you guys feel that if you ask for help, those people are going to do mediocre jobs, or you're not going to get the results that you're looking for, or it's going to be like halfway done. It's kind of like more of a burden on you to ask somebody to help. It feels like when you ask the kids to do the dishes and then you're going to have to redo them anyway because they're not clean enough. It feels like that's how you feel when asking for help. Like, it's not going to be done in the correct way. I might as well do it myself. So I think the whole lesson for this month of December, and I mean this in the most loving way possible, is that you need to not only use say your boundaries and stick to them, but practice self-care. And that looks like telling people no. That looks like providing for yourself and taking 5 minutes out of your day for yourself. That means going to bed early should you need the rest. That means people can wait. Okay? Not everything needs to be done when they say jump. You do not need to jump right then and there. Okay? Stop taking on so much so that it stresses you out. Okay? I know, easier said than done, but consider all of these things and look at what the priorities are. Is your priority making 5 different cookies for the Christmas party, or is it, let's just make one? Consider your motivations. Okay. Are you doing all of this because you don't think anybody can help? Or are you doing all of this for pride? Are you doing all of this because you don't believe in the fact that people want to help you? So consider those motivations. Learn to ask for help and learn to delegate, because we shouldn't be feeling like this. Now, granted, there are a lot of things right now that are out of our control that is, compiling on top of each other when it comes to this feeling. And those things are out of your control. So do things to help you move through this burden, all of the responsibilities, in a way that provides you ease. And so that brings me to the 6 of Cups. This is the energy of like nostalgia, the past, being a child, looking through the eyes of a child, like the innocence, that sort of thing. But as far as utilizing the 6 of Cups as the advice to move through this, look at how do I want to put this? Don't let past experiences dictate how you act in the present. Does that make sense? So like, if you were always in situations where you couldn't rely on anybody in the past, you couldn't expect too much from people in the past, you couldn't do certain things in the past, don't let that dictate your present moment. Reevaluate how you see the relationships in your life and how you see your burdens in your life. If you are really in a situation where you cannot utilize anybody in your inner circle or your family for help, or just to, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll say dictate, to disperse and dictate other responsibilities, right? If you can't rely on those people, then that needs to be a conversation. That needs to be a boundary. This is a loving exchange of support and harmony and reciprocity, give and get. And so if you cannot have that energy, if you do not have that energy right now, then that is a boundary that you need to be focusing on putting up. Now, if you do have people that will happily support you and bring upon harmony for you, please get in touch with those people, because they're they can only do so much without you asking for help, right? They can only be like, oh, what do you want me to bring? Or what would you like me to do? They're not going to be able to get inside your head and say, hey, I can totally do this for you. So you need to be the one to kind of reach out and provide that that arm, the reaching out, the act of kindness, the act of support, the lifeline. That is what I'm looking for. See, Mercury retrograde is kicking my butt right now. I normally have brain fog, but man, whew. But yes, so the advice here is to really play upon that support system, utilize that support system. And again, this is not necessarily family. This is not necessarily, loved ones. This could be people at work too. Like where, if you feel like you've been the one that has all of the roles in the project, ask your team to be like, hey, can you take this project on while I do XYZ? So we're focusing on bringing about harmony back in your life for December. The main goal here is to bring you back to balance. And that means finding a way to get that give and take. Okay. And at least emotionally, that give and take. So act from kindness, act from love, and don't let the past dictate your present moment right now. Because those people, yes, they might have said no to your asking in the past, but the people in your life now, those should be the people that you can rely on. All right. Trying to see if there's any feeling safe. This is literally you feeling safe, harmonious, feeling like you're in good hands. Instead of feeling stressed out and burdened and overworked, we're going to focus on feeling safe and feeling loved, okay? So reach out for help if you need it and dictate tasks to people. It's a give and take, especially around this holiday season. I just feel like this revolves around so much of your responsibilities around this month and it's like the mom who always is the one that does the cooking, the cleaning, the present getting, the wrapping, and, playing Santa Claus and all of those situations. And then she gets a measly, pajama pair of pants for Christmas and nothing in the stocking. Like that is the vibe. That SNL skit is the vibe right here that I'm getting. So allow yourself to dictate those things that you need done to other people that are responsible and that will gladly do that for you. And if they are absolutely not helpful, then you need to put up those boundaries. Okay, let's keep going because I feel like I rattled on for way too long about this. So we've got the Green Witch Oracle here. Your first up here is roots, healthy patterns, and early growth. So this is literally you putting down the roots so that you're stable and strong. So this is you creating boundaries, healthy patterns, and then having those little signs of growth that you're doing, that you're in the right direction, that you're doing what you need to do in order to get that stability, that feeling safe. Okay. Next up, we have snow, rest and contemplation. So again, you need to have that self-care of allowing yourself the rest, the recuperation. You have done so much, and now is your time for you to focus on you a little bit more. And again, dictate what needs to be done to other people, for other people. Stop taking on so many roles and so many things that you need to do, okay? You can say no. And again, I always say this, no is a complete sentence. And next we have the sickle with focus, regrowth, and letting go. And sometimes letting go is providing those boundaries. So let go of the things that you do not need to prioritize this season. Okay, this month, you can let go on some of those things. I know it's easier said than done, but focus on what the priorities are that you absolutely need to do and let go of the little things. I feel like this has a lot of you feeling like you need to control things. And that's not a negative thing that I'm trying to say, but it does feel like, with the example of, the dishes where it's like, I'll just do it myself because they're all already dirty. But if you allow your kids to do the dishes, that provides healthy patterns for them to learn. on how it needs to be done and what they need to do in their personal journey and their growth for when they grow up, right? So there's a purpose to that. So if you can let that go a little bit and then maybe have them work on their cleanliness a little bit better. You know, there's ways of going about it. I don't need to keep spouting off chatty Cathy over here. But anyway, let it go and focus on what needs to be done in priorities. Okay, next we've got the angels and auras. And we've got the protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. So we're finding new clarity. Again, go check out my group number 1 after this if you feel called, because this is all about seeing clearly on your boundaries, on what you need to do, how to ask for help, etc., and knowing that you are protected with this when it comes to your team, the people in your life. They are, again, going to find you a healthy harmony, and they are going to provide that feeling of safety, okay, and that stability. Next, we've got the point of view. So gratitude, assistance, guidance, and understanding. Sometimes when we are feeling overworked, overburdened, stressed, we forget to focus on the gratitude portion of that. Maybe letting go of some of those responsibilities will allow that time for you to be in the act of gratefulness and thankfulness, and grateful for those people that can provide you that assistance and that understanding and that guidance. So reach out to those that can. And your last one from this group is don't compromise. Again, boundaries. Man, okay, we are right there. Yep. Boundaries, assertiveness, courage, and unwavering. So when you say, no, I am not doing this. No, I cannot, make 5 different types of cookies for your party. Be assertive. Have courage to say no. I know it's hard. I am a recovering people pleaser. It is hard to say no because you want to be, if you can do it, you might as well do it, right? But no. Provide yourself the courage to say no and be unwavering in that. Well, could you just, no? Because when it comes to 2025, you are not a doormat. Start now, okay? Nobody's going to walk all over you. All right. Your last one is the Mystics Imaginarium Oracle deck, the teachings of Neville Goddard. I figured we'll try it out in this pick a card reading. Again, it's an Oracle deck. Go check out the video if you want a little bit more comprehensive understanding of it. But essentially, it's his teachings in an Oracle deck. So it's the heart of prayer. So again, this makes me feel of you asking for assistance, asking for help, and also that feeling of let it go and let go and let God. So kind of put it in the universe's hands. I'm not going to read all of this. If you want to screenshot it to read it, you can. But the excerpt says, praying then is recognizing yourself to be that which you desire to be rather than begging God for that which you desire. So true prayer involves seeing yourself as what you desire to become, rather than begging a higher power for your desires. This shift moves beyond conventional notions of prayer, which often induce feelings of lack and suffering. Drawing this card represents a call to release old patterns and beliefs associated with prayer that generate a sense of scarcity and hardship. It invites you to embrace a new way of approaching prayer, one that aligns with the principle, ask and it shall be given unto you, knock and the door shall be opened to you. The foundational truth signifies that, as a factual of the divine, everything you desire already belongs to you. This is an invitation to step into your role as a conscious creator of your reality. By doing so, you unlock the potential to command your desires to manifest, aligning your earthly experience with your true essence as a source of divine power and abundance. Okay, so you already have what you've been asking for is essentially what the teaching is. And again, that can be seen a little bit more as a toxic positivity in certain circles. But all this is saying is don't pray or ask the universe and be done with it. Actually take those inspired actions of asking for help and seeing yourself with that assistance, if that makes sense. So hopefully that all made sense. Like I said, go check out the video for this if you want a little bit more of a breakdown and what's kind of going on with the messaging. It is not religious and intended at all. Okay, so with all that being said, I do see you coming to harmony in December once you start setting up your boundaries, being assertive with what you need and what you want, and allowing yourself to feel safe by asking for assistance should you need it. So hopefully this resonated with you. Please, please, please take time out to rest and recuperate. This is going to be a long month. It's been a long 2 months already. I feel like November just started and we're already in December. So it's been crazy. So I get this feeling, but it's okay to ask for help and it's okay to say no. All right. I love you and I like you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know if this resonated with you by telling me what group you chose down in the comment section. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you and I like you. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of here. That way you will never miss an upload from me and it helps me out with the algorithm gods. Have a wonderful December. I mean it. Check out group number 1 if you feel called, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Hello, my group number 3s, those of you who chose the moon cakes. We're going to take a look at your December, first using the Yule Tarot, and then we're going to dive deeper with your Oracle cards. All right, this first tarot card is going to represent the overall message for December, and we've got Krampus, or the devil. Don't be scared. I'll explain. Okay, and then this next and last tarot card is going to represent the advice on how to move through this energy. And we've got 9 of Cups, or the 9 of Good Cheer in this deck. Okay, so with Krampus, or the Devil card, Krampus is the myth that, you know, he's Santa's counterpart where he punishes bad children. So that's essentially what I'm getting here too. Like, you're punishing yourself. We're breaking those chains in December. We're going to not self-sabotage anymore. So the devil talks about restriction. It talks about manipulation, materialistic behaviors, bad habits, manipulation, toxic people, all of that stuff. So we're breaking those habits. We're breaking those chains in December. So I know this can fit multiple different people in multiple different situations, but essentially the message is we're breaking those bonds. Okay. We are going into 2025 fresh. It kind of gives the energy of like New Year's resolution, but this is more of like, this has been needing to happen for a while. This is not just like run of the mill, like, oh, what do you want to do for your resolutions? No, this is like, okay, we've been needing to break these chains for a while. We need to just pull the plug and do it. I feel like there's been a lot of toxicity that you kind of couldn't really break free from for a while. And again, check out group number 1 or 2. I do feel like if this resonates with you, you might check out one of those. They might have further information for you as well. Boundaries is going to be important. So once you start breaking those ties, getting rid of those toxic people, boundaries are going to be helpful for you to stay free from those, you know, chains and the bondage that happens with that toxicity. Yeah, the self-sabotaging, it keeps coming up. So some of this is like, there's behaviors and habits that you will break for a minute and then come back to it. I feel like a lot of this is more of like, kind of like self-soothing, or like it pacifies the feeling for a minute. It like, it's like, oh, I'm just going to get myself a little treat because I'm, you know, feeling overwhelmed. So I'm going to go get like a coffee, or I'm going to go get a little, you know, mug or whatever the case may be. I need to do a little shopping spree to pick myself up. But then it turns into a habit and then it spirals out of control. So it feels like this is the moment and the month where you say, I'm done, enough. And this also has to do with certain people in your life too. So especially since it's the holiday season, I see a lot of people saying no, or I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be attending. I'm not going to provide you free emotional labor. I'm not going to provide you free, comfort, that sort of a thing. So I do see a lot of you breaking this habit in this month, which is fantastic, because it's going to look different for each of you. But that little devil that's on your shoulder telling you to do something that is not necessarily what you need to do, but it's kind of like a quick fix in the moment, or like you think, oh, it's not that bad. That's what I'm talking about. Those little habits that add up to big problems in the future, or big issues, or people who just compound their behavior, and you're like, oh, it was nothing. And then like a week later, they do something similar, and then you let it go. And then it keeps compiling on top of each other to create, like, oh, this person really doesn't have the best interest of myself at heart. That sort of a thing. So we all have a little Krampus on our shoulder, and now it's addressing it and cutting the ties with it and saying, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Saying no, creating a boundary. And how do you do that with this 9 of Cups? So this is all about wish fulfillment, satisfaction, feeling like you got what you wanted. So embodying that feeling of like, I did that. Like, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is the wish granted. The 9 of Cups is all about success, being thankful, being in gratitude, and also like that earned relaxation, that earned that spa day feeling. So embody that person when you are stuck in these chains, when you continuously go back to that bad habit. Do you feel like this 9 of Cups? No. How are you going to feel like this 9 of Cups if you continuously feel like you're being dragged back down? You got to cut the ties, because this is what you want to embody. This is the moment. And then when you are free of this, then you can fully and completely be in that energy of gratitude and thankfulness. That will then propel more, or I should say, attract more amazing things that you want to wish for and manifest into your life. When we get rid of the toxicity, we have a new perspective, and we can see things a little bit more clearly. And then that can provide us with an action plan on what we want to continuously work toward and bring toward us. Because right now we're bogged down. We can't see this. We're in the middle of this. We're blinded. And so we want to embody that warmth. We want to embody being abundant and successful. And if we are consistently being tied down into something that we know is not good for us, we can't access this. So instead of this, what can you fill your cup up with instead? Right? What can you replace it with? What can you, what's going to be the better option? Right? So think of things that are no good that you've been struggling with. What can you replace that with? And then how can you enjoy yourself afterwards? How can you relax afterwards with your accomplishments? So being in the wish fulfilled, being in that feeling of like, okay, I'm free from these chains. What does that feel like? What does that look like? What do you envision? And then working toward that. Saying no, being up in your boundaries, letting go of people. It's a struggle. It's hard. It's a difficult decision. And some of these things, it's an active choice each day. So if it's an active choice to do something or let go of something or someone each day, what are you choosing instead? Perfect example is instead of, and then this is not a judgment at all. This is just the first thing that popped in my head. Instead of wanting a sweet treat for a snack, like a cookie or, candy, whatever, instead of doing that every day, maybe it's a carrot stick. Maybe it's, a cottage cheese. I don't know. You supplement it with something better, right? And until it creates a habit, until it creates something new in your life, being in this wish fulfilled. this achievement. Hopefully this makes sense. And so again, this is not a judgment. This is not me saying, oh, why would you ever? Or why are you still in this relationship? That sort of thing. This is just what you are needing to leave behind, right? You realizing that this is not what you want. This is holding you back. So now in the month of December, we're working towards leaving this behind and moving forward into what we envision for ourselves and what we want for ourselves. This is not just a regular New Year's resolution of like, oh yeah, I want to, lose 10 pounds. No, this is, I want to lose the toxicity for good. I want to get rid of, the people in my life that are letting me down consistently, that are pulling me into their own BS, that are just, not good for me, that make me feel less than. Habits that are making me feel less than, or that are not propelling me forward or holding me back, that sort of a thing. Okay, so it's not a little something. This is something that you have been struggling with for a while, and we are realizing that this needs to go in order for you to be your best. I don't want to say your best self because that sounds pretentious, but your most favorite self, what you want to envision for yourself. This is a scene of a woman who just spent a very wonderful holiday dinner. She's basking in the glow of all of the conversations that she's had with her good friends, her family, just looking on with thankfulness and being grateful for the time spent just in their company. This is not allowing you to be in that energy, right? So that's the goal here. Okay, let's keep going with the Green Witch Oracle here. We've got the Cup of Tea. Oh, I love this. Patience and reassessment. So we're looking at things in a different light. We're reassessing what actually needs to be in our life still and what needs to go. But also the great reminder of patience. So it's going to take time for new habits to be built. Again, we're talking about that. It's going to take time to move on, to move through the feelings, to move through all of the emotions that go along with letting people go out of your life, or with consistently sticking up for yourself and your boundaries. So remember, patience, it's going to be a priority for you. Next, we've got winter, an ending, recharging, and reflection. Confirmation for all of that. I don't need to go in further. And then we've got lavender. Oh, I love this. So tranquility, kindness, and self-care. Treat yourself with kindness, immense kindness, because this is a big change. And self-care. So this looks differently for each person. Self-care could definitely be sitting in a bathtub with a candle and a good book and a glass of wine, but it can also look like standing up for yourself. It can also look like putting yourself first before anybody else. It can look like getting yourself an extra hour to sleep in during the day. Giving yourself a good, positive affirmation, talking to yourself in a positive way. But lavender is calming. It is relaxing. It is self-care in itself. So absolutely put that there. And your last one from this deck is spring. Oh, we got winter and spring. So an ending and a beginning. Look at that. Look. Oh my God. I got chills. Ending and a beginning. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So this is confirmation again. Rebuilding, awakening, and rebirth. I don't need to go any further. It is not the end. It is a beginning. Release and grow. Okay. And then we've got the Angels and Auras Oracle. First up, we've got abundance, faith, optimism, excitement, and breakthrough. I really don't have to go any further into detail with that. This is that Nine of Cups energy for sure. So moving through this, knowing that you have a breakthrough with this, and it's going to provide you with that trust in yourself. Keep that faith that you've got this, that you'll move through this, and it'll provide you that ease. Excuse me. Next, we have the Joyful with pink, compassion, self-care, simplification, and beauty. More confirmation for what we already talked about. Then we have the Law of Attraction, which we kind of touched on with the Nine of Cups, of being in the wish fulfilled. My angels are with me. Life loves me. I am beautiful. I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out. And then reversed is the negative thinking. So again, this is being in the wish fulfilled. Action, thought, feeling, and diligence. So use these affirmations when you're working through, I am prosperous. Everything is going to work out. Everything works in my favor. And your last one from this deck, we have Chamuel. I can never say the angels' names correctly. I do apologize. Happiness, vibrancy, energy, and hope. So this is on the other side of this for you. I love this. Okay, the last card that we're going to look at is from the Mystics Imaginarium Oracle deck. This is the teachings from Neville Goddard in an oracle. Highly recommend checking out the unboxing video because it goes into more depth about what this deck is about. I thought we would try it with this pick a card reading today to see if it kind of can give you an idea or give you a action plan or something to help move through this energy. And we've got observe your inner speech. Wow. More confirmation there. So how are you speaking to yourself? How are you talking to yourself? Observe those thoughts. Because again, if you keep telling yourself, I'm not worthy, it's not working, I'm horrible, your mind doesn't know the difference between, the negativity, the not true, and, you saying, I am prosperous, I am beautiful, life loves me. The brain doesn't know the difference. So once you observe those thoughts and you say, I'm not worthy, you observe it and you're like, oh, no. That's the old me thinking, I am prosperous or I am worthy. You switch it out. So once you consistently observe your thoughts, you can start rewiring your subconscious. And again, it's easier said than done, but if you're consistent with it, it definitely helps because you start noticing how horrible you treat yourself. And once you rewire that, you're like, oh man, I was horrible. I can't believe I believed those things about myself. No wonder I fell back into bad habits or, I didn't feel worthy. So of course I was doing X, Y, Z. So let me tap into the book real fast. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can screenshot it and read it at your own will if you want to, but it says, observe your inner speech, for it is the cause of future action. Your inner speech reveals the state of consciousness from which you view the world. It would serve you well to make your inner speech match your fulfilled desire if you wish to swiftly experience the fulfillment of your heart's desire. Drawing this card prompts us to take stock of challenging relationships in our lives, whether they involve workmates, friends, colleagues, or loved ones. It calls upon us to discern whether we've assigned a negative script to these individuals and thus have found ourselves in constant mental conflict with them. All right, this card serves as a signal urging you to transform your inner speech in relationship to these challenging relationships. Please note that by embracing this wisdom and working on changing your inner speech, you have the power to profoundly shift the dynamics of these relationships. This card signifies that a specific relationship in your life requires your attention and reminds you that you have the creative agency to transform it for the better. Okay, so again, stop talking to yourself in a negative way. And this also is a good kind of point to notice how you feel and treat yourself when you're around certain people. What do they bring out in you and your inner thinking? If they bring out the fact that you feel loved, that you feel inspired, empowered, and joyous when you're around them, that is a good thing. But if you're next to them and they make you feel meek, weak, like that you're less intelligent than you really are, if they make you feel like sorry for yourself, if they make you feel negative in any sort of way just by them speaking to you, that is a signal that you need to reevaluate that relationship. And no friend should make you feel that way. No significant other should make you feel that way. I understand if work colleagues can make you feel that way. That's kind of unfortunate that we have to deal with that, but that's also something that we can't control. Like we sometimes have to work with these people, right? Like we don't have a way around it. But that shouldn't influence how you feel about yourself. Okay. So I hope this made sense. Check out the other groups if you feel called to them, because I feel like they relate to this as well. Please let me know if this resonated with you by telling me what group you chose down in the comments section. I hope you have the best December. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. And it helps me out with the algorithm gods. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.